Start recording, and now start Audacity. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 779. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com. You can email me questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. You can leave me a voicemail message on Skype. The name is Mike Tech Show, all one word. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Mike Tech Show, and also facebook.com/Mike Tech Show. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call, robust remote support for IT pros and MSPs. Instant House Call provides unattended and on-demand remote access. Try it free by clicking the link on my website at miketechshow.com, right on the left-hand side. Use the promo code MikeTechShow for your free 15-day trial, or just go directly to instanthousecall.com. Have a great show lined up for tonight. We're going to talk about a mouse receiver problem and what I think is going to be a great tip. We're going to talk about Google Stack, Area 120, a review of an audio DAC that Carrie Holzman gave me, and then I think we're going to have time, Windows 10 21H1. So got a lot to go over here. The first thing, and this led to my problem with my Logitech M705 mouse. Saturday, before my son number 2 and son number 3, before they headed back to Pennsylvania, they were down for the week, had a great week and Easter. We just had a really good time, and it's why there were no shows last week. As a matter of fact, exactly last Thursday in the afternoon, I received my second Pfizer vaccine shot, and no issues, just sore shoulder for 24 hours, but no other problems. So now, Saturday, I needed help getting my UPS that I discussed the last couple shows for my PC. So I didn't want to get down and crawl and play with the cables. So my son Ryan got, he put something down. He got laid down on the floor, and I would shake the cables, and we had 2 flashlights. My son Tyler and I, kind of showing him where I want things. So the 3 monitors I needed connected to the actual battery and surge. So we eliminated 2 power strips and started really cleaning things up. I needed to get rid of the second camera that I don't need anymore since I got the Logi Stream. So I had to shake that cable, and he unplugged it from the USB port, and that was the USB port that I needed to have the control of the UPS and plug that in. So this way the software, which I love the software, and that's the Power Panel Personal for CyberPower. And I strongly recommend, if you go through the trouble of getting that UPS, download that software, run the utility, because I'm going to explain what happened. So we got everything perfectly connected, and now the heavy rain started coming. And we've had a pretty dry few weeks where there was no rain in sight down here in the Tampa Bay area. And one of the Saturday, it was just the heavens opened up, rain coming down, and we have to head to the airport because the flight coming in, although delayed a little bit, was coming from Pittsburgh, and that my kids were going to be getting on with Southwest. And we seen that it finally took off, so that was going to be at their gate. So they ended up delayed, so we kind of waited to take them to the airport. The airport's not that far. So it's raining really heavy. We drop them off at the airport. On the way back, I get an email. The system went on battery for a few seconds and then went back. And I received the email notifications. I was like, perfect. That's awesome. Sunday, I have never seen rain like that in just eons. The weather gods decided to give us 5 inches of rain in one day as opposed to a steady rain adding to that, accumulating for the month. No. We get that in one day. It looked completely dark all day. Like it was nighttime all day. It was so bad, the storms. 2 more power outages where there only one was under a minute, another one was 2 minutes, and everything stayed on. My system, the monitors, everything was great. It was on battery. Now I have it set for 5 minutes. That if it's on battery for 5 minutes, it would shut down. So I wanted to see it shut down. Now I have nothing connected to the UPS behind me, which has the internet router, my Asus router, and the ONT plugged in. That thing could run probably for a couple hours. It's such a light draw. As a matter of fact, the software is telling me with the current load on the UPS, I could actually run 61 minutes. Now, I'm never going to run that unless I'm right here and I'm in the middle of something that I have to write or have to finish. I might do that. So I have to find a way to disable that shutdown of 5 minutes if I am here. So now, all of a sudden, and I noticed this on Monday, my Logitech mouse is really acting up. It's not constant, it's intermittent, but you get that jerky motion with the mouse as you're moving it around, and it was very, very annoying. And I figured, it must be the batteries. I replaced the batteries, no joy. I even went as far as I had never loaded the Logitech drivers where there's mouse and keyboard settings where you can download the SetPoint software. And this way my Marathon mouse 705, and I also have the keyboard, which is the Logitech Illuminated, and I can actually program those keys. So I figured let me load the software, and it was running pretty good, but I'm still getting that jerky motion. So I start heavily researching this problem, and it's a common problem. And it's because I have it in a USB port that now it was only plugged into a webcam that I was never using. Now the USB port right beside it is the UPS that's connected. And it's interference on the receiver that's plugged in. So I go a step further. To solve it, we realize that you should plug in, if you have the choice, you want to plug the receiver in a USB 2 port, not USB 3. I thought that was very interesting. So I have a couple free USB 2 ports right above it. So I put it in there. It was less jerky motion, but not totally gone. I had not solved the problem. So what we're going to do is I am going to display, I'm putting up my monitor right now, and I'm going to bring up this device is what I purchased, and you can see here I purchased it on the 13th, and it's only $3.60. I'll have our Amazon link in the chat. The answer is a 3-foot USB 2 extension cable. And for $3.60, you want to hang on to a couple of these and have them ready. If you ever have a client that's got this problem, you absolutely want to extend the receiver to get it away from the computer, to get it away from all the other USB ports, and that's exactly what I did. And I specifically looked for a USB 2.0 extension cable, which actually lowered the price, and that came on Monday. No. It came on Tuesday, because I realized this on Monday. I received it the next day, and now the minute it came in, I plugged that in, extended it, perfect since Tuesday. So now Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no jerky motions with the mouse. Problem solved. That was just perfect. I really needed that and needed to solve it because it was an ugly little annoyance. So USB 2.0, an extension cable to extend the receiver if you experience that problem. All right, next. I read this and now I'm forgetting my source. It may be, I think I follow Amber Mack, who's a tech person in Canada, who very popular, and she's a geek going, that's always blogging, doing shows, and I follow her on Facebook, and I think this is where I got it. It's Stack by Google. The only thing, it's only available for Android now. It's like a free Neats receipt. And if you know what the Neat receipts, it used to be a device that you could feed in all of your receipts and it would collect it. Well, how about Google having an app where you can scan with your phone, scan your bills, receipts, and more into PDFs, and Stack will automatically crop, sharpen the documents, and file them. This is worth looking at. I want to see the Windows version of this. Now, here's the thing. And by the way, your stacks can be, the example here is organizing vehicles, bills, IDs, receipts. So this goes completely against the show for de-Googling, because here we're just turning over more info to Google about ourselves. And if you are trying to de-Google, you don't want to do this, obviously. But if you're on the fence where I've de-Googled some things, but not others, I'm sort of halfway in right now. I would like to take a look at this, but I don't have an Android. Now, what I might do when I get back to Pennsylvania, I have an Android tablet, which I didn't bring down here from Samsung, and I really, I got to make sure next time I come back down to have that with me, and so I can just test things like this. But I couldn't test it, but I'm going to have a link to this. Now, what is Area 20? Because it's stack.area120.com. Area 120 is Google's in-house incubator. That's what they call it. This is where you can see, now we're like all in talking about all things Google. This is where they begin experimenting on different projects. So this is where Stack came from. And if you want to take a look at some other things they're working on, Tangy, Byteboard, Fundo, there's all kinds of little projects here you can explore and try to see if this will help you be able to maybe it's something new that you might be interested in. But if you want to keep an eye on that and you definitely want to play with Google passion projects that will be coming out, this is where you begin. So it's area120.google.com. Let me know if there's some things there that you see and you want to do a review, and email me or record a voicemail and email me. I would really appreciate that. So, Carrie, a month or two ago, when we were just getting started with StreamYard and recording, and we were doing some tests, he had this DAC. Now, what is a DAC? A DAC is a digital to analog converter. Yes, a digital to analog converter. But what good is that? Well, it will unlock your full audio potential from your desktop or your laptop. It takes that digital signal and converts it to an enhanced analog, and now with your headset, or maybe it's your speakers, you can really get incredible, I would say, complete surround sound within your headset. I have a nice Sennheiser headset that I'm going to put in the show notes a link to. This is the HD 599 SE, and it's around the ear, and it's open. I'm going to put a picture to that. It's $199, and I have this for just listening to music. I love my classical music. I also like my hard rock, alternative. You know, I have a wide range of music. And this came highly recommended, and it's got great reviews. It's a really nice headphone, and I like the open ear, and it's very soft. You can wear this for a long period of time. But was I getting the complete sound? And no, I was not. So what I'm going to show you is the software that you get with this DAC. And there's an equalizer, and this is what makes the difference. And it's this software for this little box that you just plug into a USB port, and then I have my headset plugged in. So this is set for rock. If I'm listening to classical or maybe just a podcast, it's vocal. If acoustic, country, dance, hip hop, the classical, if I put on my Mozart and I put this on classical, this adjusts the equalizer. And now with the DAC device, which I will show you right now what that looks like, and it's $140, and it's by Sound Blaster. It's the Sound Blaster X G6. Now, I was kind of skeptical of this, but let me tell you, trying it out, oh my sound quality of the music that I'm playing just went to a whole new level. And the control that you can have, there's a couple settings here that you can play with to adjust. And even in the software, you can adjust the bass, the treble, the obvious things. But then they have some settings that you can really start to play with. And one of them here is this scout mode. And there's things you can try. They have a full mixer here where you can control everything. You can control. Now, my DAC is on top of my computer, but under the desk. I can't see it. For those of you who want, you can actually control the color of the light that's illuminated on this device. It's very, very cool. You can record, you can play back, you can set up multiple profiles, whether you want your maybe it's a movie profile or a music profile. So you get lots of things you can do with the software. I really like that. But the sound, and I immediately changed from listening on the headset plugged just right off the sound card versus the DAC. And with the music, the difference was like an audio cassette tape versus a CD. That's what I would compare it to. It was a difference. Is it worth $140? And that's the question. How much time are you going to be spending listening to music? How much time do you sit at your computer and watch movies? Now, sometimes when I'm doing something or I'm thinking about something or concentrating on something, I throw up Netflix. So I'm in a movie and going through the DAC. Oh my. What an incredible difference. Now, what I really like, and I'll throw it back to my display here on the screen. If you take a look, it may be hard to see in the lower right corner my playback devices. And if you take a look, right now it's the Pro FX34. That's the channel 3.4 that is going through the USB port to my mixer. Now you see speakers for the Sound Blaster XG6. If I click that, all of the sound will now go through that DAC where I have my Sennheiser headset already connected. So I don't have to move anything. I don't have to change it. I literally click and activate that. Versus when I'm done the show tonight, I will put it back to the Real Tech Audio. So right now it's the Pro FX34, which is my mixer. So it makes it very, very nice for listening. I think it's worth it if you have the money and you have a little extra and you're looking to splurge on something and you want to get better sound from your computer. That's it. Oh, that's the device, and that's what a DAC really unleashed the potential of what I could be listening to. That's my best way of describing that. And I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about that on tonight's show because I've had it now for a couple months and it's been wonderful. And I love how I can easily just switch between the DAC and my regular speakers. And my regular speakers are Logitech with a subwoofer, and I might have went over that a long time ago. It sounds great. I mean, it really does. But to have the headset where I'm not annoying anybody else in the house and I want that perfect sound, that's it. So let's keep going here. I have one more topic that I want to talk about, and that is the new Windows 10 that's going to be coming out. It's version 21H2. Is that Windows 10 version 21H2? And I have a website that's the wincentral.com that has the leak of the released, having the released features. And let's take a look at some of them. Oh boy. A brand new start menu layout. Really? And at least it's swappable with the classic start. They keep messing with the Windows start menu, and I hope this is a positive change. So we won't know. I haven't seen an example of it yet, but they're scaring me saying they're making the changes, but I do like that they mention you can switch it right back. And this might be a reason to have to download Classic Shell again or go to Start 10, which is a replacement for the Start menu that you can customize. So let's see. New multitasking snap feature, including Aereo shake toggle. Oh my. So you can work with multiple windows, and I do like that for being able to automate the multitasking between multiple active programs. And there's lots of nice little screenshots here for this. A new copy and paste feature and Bluetooth improvements. Microsoft has brought a neat and useful feature with the latest Windows preview build. The build brings a new copy paste feature with itself. It allows one to paste what you copied as plain text. Finally, that is so annoying, where I've often had to do a copy, and how many of you there are like raising your hand now right now? You do a copy and you got to do it to a notepad to get it to text, and then take the text and copy it because you wanted it as plain text. So that, I got to show, is very cool. If you take a look at my screen here, now I've gotten emails that someone's listening to the audio podcast and they're like, Mike, what are you showing? You have a video? Yes. If you go to MikeNation.net, the main website, I link the video, which is hosted on YouTube, where you can view what I am demonstrating and what I am talking about. Now, not every show is worthy of viewing where you just see me talking, but there's shows like tonight where I'm going and I'm displaying my screen where I think it's really worth looking at if this interests you. So even if you listen to the audio, go subscribe to YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Michael Smith MTS. My full name, MichaelSmith MTS, for the Mike Tech Show. And subscribe so you know when I'm posting up a video, because after I'm done recording every night, I post up the video for this. So you can read along. There's File Explorer changes. The modern and unified File Explorer with deeper OneDrive integration. Now, I do use OneDrive a lot. So they have updated calendar, photos, Microsoft Edge apps. I do not use calendar here at all because I use the calendar from my Outlook 365. There's a video here for a teaser that we can watch. Well, do we want to do this? Watch for these upcoming changes. I hate those tiles. I hate the pointer size. I will never increase it. So we just got the marketing. So they had a marketing video that really didn't tell you anything. Windows 10X emoji panel. I'm not an emoji person. So touchscreen keyboard. Looks like Microsoft's going to be upgrading their Surface Pros with a touchscreen keyboard. You know, Yeah, I like this. Robo in the chat. More junk to disable. Man, you are dead on. You are exactly right. Let's see. Um, Faster update experience. My mouth reading that, my mouth to God's ears. Let me tell you, I hope they update that experience. But you know what I'd rather you do, Microsoft? I'd rather you test more before you release those updates. How about doing that? How about spending some money on that? You know, out of all these features, and it really comes down to being able to cut and paste in plain text. I'm not kidding. That's a feature that I'm looking forward to that'll drive me to be on the bleeding edge when this comes out. That, you know, and take a look at the link that's in the show notes for this, and maybe there's that killer feature that'll make it worth it. We all have to eventually upgrade to it. We have no choice. This is what we have to do. So you have to, you know, as Microsoft leads us along as the sheep that we are in using their operating system. So, you know, I kill Microsoft all the time. So the big thing is I want them to spend more time in testing. And I'd like them to hold. I would like them to hold back a whole update to spend more time testing before you and get more procedures in place before they release an update. That's what I really want to see, more than a new version of Microsoft Windows 10. You know, do that for me, and I'll be very, very happy. All of the different products that I talked about, there will be an Amazon link in the show notes. If you buy anything from Amazon, if you use any from Amazon, you know a neighbor, a friend, a family member, have them use the link that Carrie Holzman and we share that link. If you go to tech-vets.com, MikeNation.net, you can click on the link that says support the show, but do that before you add your items to your cart. Come click on that link. It takes you back to Amazon. Your price stays the same, but now when you check out and you buy that, a small commission comes to Carrie and it really makes a difference. It adds up. It's small percentage, but when you got thousands and thousands of people using it, it adds up and it makes a big difference. And thank you very much for your continued use of the Amazon link. Fabs Auto Backup Pro, incredible for transferring files from one system to another. You know what I wish? I wish I had that for the Mac, because we just had to do that this week. My son and I was remote, he was on site, and I was thinking about that. It was like, maybe anybody out there who's thought of that. Is there a Fabs-like software for the Mac? I would be very interested in that. Anyway, Fabs Auto Backup Pro, you're moving a client from one system to another or yourself. That's what you need for transferring all of your information and your settings. Instant House Call. Go to instanthousecall.com. Download the free trial for 15 days. Use the promo code MikeTechShow. That's it for tonight's show. I want to thank everybody for staying subscribed and downloading and subscribing to the YouTube video content. Carrie and I recorded a 2-hour show last night that if you are interested, go to tech-vets.com or just go to Carrie Holzman on YouTube and you will see the latest video. We have been recording shows every other week on a pretty good regular basis right now, and the audio and the video quality is excellent. So we're really proud of that. That's it. Talk to everybody next week. Have a very safe and happy weekend. Bye-bye.